Hello, hello, everyone. Thank you again. I'm here with Nicole Lebrasseur. She is my hero. She is my hero. And the question on everyone's minds are, how did you start looking into this?
Oh boy, that Jesus. Well, I guess it's because how can I say this place, this earth, did not feel right to me, and I had these big plans in 2007, and then we had the crash in 2008, and then boom, reality set in, and I started listening to Mel Hurtig. Okay, that was with the Council of Canadians, and then there was actually he was talking about Shiv Chopra, who was for our food sovereignty, and he battled all of this for 13 years. And Mel Hurtig did amazing work. And I started reading his books, and he was saying that there was 5 things that Canadians needed to do before we lose our country, and he could see it happening. And then when I woke up and I went, oh wow, was actually when all of these growth hormones were being put into animals, and Harper had just signed a huge agreement in regards to our food. Um, that between Canada, Mexico, and the United States, and now our we had very high standards in food quality in Canada, for a very good reason. And Shiv Chopra and 2 other scientists refused to allow milk, the milk in Canada, and or the meats, because they were processed with all kinds. They were injected with all kinds of antibiotics and growth hormones, and they were seeing that. In the United States, some kids were being affected by this, and in regards to growth hormones, anomalies happen there. So when I started reading this, and I thought, okay, well, I was looking at a children's hospital, dying. It was a hospital for dying kids who didn't have a place to go, and then I thought, okay, plus a seniors places, also for end of life in nursing homes. So I thought, okay, who needs the most help in Canada? Well, it was the kids, and it was the seniors and the Indigenous nations.
Mm.
So I thought, okay, Indigenous nations, let's look at their territories. Maybe we can do something there. And I got through this. I was in Montreal, and I was looking at Hawaii. Spoke with Joe Norton there. And then eventually, and when I saw what was happening, I came to Six Nations
Mm.
in 2000, actually February 28th, 2009, is when we arrived here in Six Nations, and I've been here ever since. And I found out so much things. And the Great Law was the one thing that really got me to stay here.
Mm. And
And
what's the Great
the
Law?
Great Law is where the Five Nations, so they'll say, well, at the time it was the Five Nations, and they practice the Great Law, and that's about respecting everybody, and the way that they were doing things government wise. If you look at our governments in the United States, they modeled their governments pretty much, and even the UK now, um, in regards to the Great Law. So the senators are, let's say, the clan mothers, and what they did is they had the way that it was 100% consensus. The families would talk to the clan mother, or the clan mothers would talk to the families would decide, the clan mother would go to the chief, and then the chief would have to implement what the people wanted.
Mm.
100% consensus. And it's basically the same thing with Ubuntu in Africa, and all of the nations worldwide kind of had these teachings through the spirit world. And with dealing with the spirit world, they were able to communicate. Unlike us who are Catholics, and when we get baptized, our third eye would be closed. Okay.
Mm.
So long story there. That's for a whole other show.
Yeah.
But anyways, what happens is they were able to communicate and got a lot of the teachings from the spirit world, and the Great Law is absolutely beautiful. And over the years, it kind of dwindled down, and I think we're here to keep it alive.
Mm.
And what I was taught here was priceless. And hopefully, we can do the same thing in our governments. And so, with all the teachings that I had here, I was able to draft the Citizens Convention of Consent. And so that we could come back to the table with the Indigenous nations on each side and actually have a decent governance and, you know, be fair. And then I could see what the government was doing at the international level. The more that I was looking at the international level, the more I could see what was happening. And then with the H1N1, that freaked me out because my background was pharmaceutical market research. And I knew that you cannot put a live vaccine, and they were putting a live virus, an active virus in the H1N1. And I had a huge, I mean, I cried for like forever. But anyways, and then I got mad. I got mad.
Mm.
And I thought, well, you know, I have a child, and then all of these children and all of these people do not deserve this. And that's when I saw the duplicity of the United Nations, even though we're using the United Nations in our books. Once you start seeing how they lure you with good words and then laws, they always stick it in there somewhere where it's going to be hard to do. Well, we can win this bat. You know, one of the girls was saying, you know, we've got these people who are um, fighting battles here and there, but we're going to win the war.
Mm.
She says we're not fighting little battles here and there. We're actually, what we're doing with the power shift is we're actually in line to win the war, because the power shift is good for everybody worldwide. Because if I hadn't come to Six Nations, I wouldn't have known about the decolonization process, self-determination, right to self-governance. And then I wouldn't have seen that in Canada we were given the right to self-govern. Our government was given the right to self-govern, but the people were never given that right. So, and because the government didn't give it to us, not because the UK didn't want to give it to us, because they did. And we have the proof in there. You'll read the proof in our Power Shift to Freedom book. In the UK Hansard, we've got tons of this information. We just put so much in the book here. We didn't want to make it too long to read. We wanted it to get to the point. And we did put some amazing photos in there to actually give a very direct and distinct message, which is that all of the reason why we're in this mess is because of our governments. It's our governments that, and the politicians in parliament, the parliamentarians who vote on things and actually, you know, sign us into these agreements. So they are to blame for this. And as long as we keep voting for them, we give away our rights to them for 4 years. So if you want to be living in the kind of measures we're living in today, keep voting. If you want to be richer and more powerful than you think, and that you know, and you have hope for your family, you want to protect your family and your children, then we invite you to read The Power Shift to Freedom, and it'll give you all the tools that you need to understand what steps need to be taken, and that finally the Indigenous nations and the Canadian citizens will be able to rule over our governance and not being ruled by government. So, you know, technically, that's all I did was look at government facts. When I do research in the government documents. I do not listen to words. I do not listen to what they say. Uh, I look at actions. Okay, because it's the actions that will tell you exactly where things are going. So never, never. That was my first lesson: was never, never, never listen to words. Look at action. And you have to, if you claim that you love your children and your family, then you are needed here. You are the boots on the ground. We have solutions, yes, but the real solution is
It's
you.
you. Yes.
Exactly.
And I think it was Gloria Steinman who said, the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. So
Mhm.
as we are leaving 2020, righteous anger is good. And I'm actually speaking to a lot of the spiritual people who
Mhm.
are not feeling this anger. And yeah, deeds, not words,
Yep,
right? The
absolutely.
pen is mightier than sword. We can do this quietly. We can do this peacefully, you know,
Legally.
legally.
Yeah,
And
it's already there. It's
yeah,
already there for the taking. All we're missing is you and your participation, and good lawyers that actually care about the citizens instead of their own pockets.
yes.
And
So please
yeah,
have the courage to care about Canada, about the future of the children and what we're leaving behind. And it's, do we want to still be these debt slaves?
exactly, because it's now or never. Okay.
Yeah.
And if the government gets their way in this great reset that they have for us, uh, you got to read between the lines and you got to be realistic.
Yeah.
The minute that we lose total control, right now we've lost control. We've never really had control, but we still have a little bit.
We have a window.
We have a window, and it's now or never.
Yeah.
So we need your help. We need help financially. We need help for you to spread the word. We need you to sign both documents, the Citizens Convention of Consent that we speak about in our many videos, and the letter of support to the UK. That can be printed on our website, and then you can get people to sign it. It has to be signed properly, not like a petition and you make up any name and any address you want. We need your full name. Everything has to be legible. You need your at least your postal code on there, your full address. And if people are too afraid to put their names down, then please don't write anything at all. Okay, we need these documents to be legible, and they are serious. This is about our lives, people,
Yeah.
and the future of our children.
Yeah. And Nicole has done the research. So it's all there. It's like you don't have to keep going off on these different paths to search,
Mhm.
right? The searching part is over now. Like
It's
done.
done. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done. And one of our members, he likes to say it's turnkey.
Mm.
Everything is there for you. It's just a turnkey. Do what you're supposed to do. Help us get to where we need to go, because we need the Canadian citizens and the Indigenous peoples to stand together and do what they think, what the opposition thinks is the impossible. But with love, everything is possible.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So sending out huge love. And Nicole is generously offering this for free until Christmas.
Mhm.
And again, that's the powershift.ca. There's the Canadian PowerShift
No, yeah, the Canadian
PowerShift.ca
PowerShift.ca.
slash resources
Mhm.
and My Freedom
2017.
2017, which you,
.com.
yeah.
Yeah, but right now, if you focus on the powershift.ca/resources, it's the faster, the easiest to get to. You will get to the letter, the Convention of Consent, our donations page. Right now, like for our donations, we were trying to collect money to be able to pay for legal fees for lawyers in England and lawyers here. They won't, that's not going to fall out of the sky. So we need all of your help for that. But in regards to we have this book with a $25 donation or more. But right now, if you even go to the donations page and you click on the books, you will get yourself to where you can download the download link for the PDF version of this. So pass it to everybody. The best present you can give to your family and your loved ones and your friends is the Power Shift to Freedom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye now.